Hey, what's up, guys? What is happening, YouTube? So, kind of an unscheduled live stream here. I don't know if we'll have anybody drop in here. Actually, I saw YouTube actually has this new feature. It's kind of a live camera, live encoder. So we'll see if I can see the chat here, if I got to log on to YouTube and pop out this chat. But I just got off of a live stream with Merch Talk. Chris, the thrift shop hustler, you guys may know him also as a reseller from Steemit. Really talented graphic designer, does a daily show, daily kind of news show on Steemit. I think he's either involved with or started the whole Steemit Monsters thing, reseller. He's got a lot of stuff going on, but he does a weekly chat where he has different guests on, and got to meet Texas Treasure Gal, who I think you guys are probably familiar with. As well as, are we actually live? Let me check something out here. Okay, we're live. Texas Treasure Gal, Jeff, Merch University, who does another merch show. Let me see if I can pop the chat out here. Like I said, YouTube has this new, I'm not too experienced with live streaming, but YouTube has this new live stream feature. And I'm not really sure where to see my chat, like I said. But if anybody's in here, hit the hit something. I don't think we got anybody in the room. Anyhow, I just wanted to kind of recap what we kind of talked about. Been a lot of changes with merch recently. And we had like an hour-long live stream. If you check the community tab of my channel, you know, I linked to Chris's video, and you can kind of see that, and it was interesting chat, kind of interesting getting everybody's perspective on these recent changes. So I'll kind of run through this. If anybody drops in here, I know this is completely unscheduled and everything, but if anybody pops in, if anyone wants to discuss anything or has any questions, feel free to drop them. But kind of the main thing, we went over numbers at first. Seems like everyone's having a little bit of a slowdown this week. I know that's been the case for me. So normally I'm between 50 and 60 sales in a week, maybe up to 66 on a good week. Let me see if I open up my merch here. So I got 43 sales in the last 7 days, 2 returns, revenue 867, royalties 197. I'm currently at tier 4,000 with 2,595 shirts uploaded. And I think I can do 400 shirts per day. So that's where I'm sitting at right now. But it seems like everybody who was on the chat, a little bit of a slowdown this week. I'm down a little bit as well myself. I've been a little bit slow at uploading the past week. I've had a lot of stuff going on. I actually sold my share in my company to my partner. I've been doing this business since 2011. Been doing it full time since I left my job in 2015. So pretty much like this last Friday was my first day of kind of this new life and this new journey that I'm on. I was thinking about making another YouTube channel called like Starting Over, which is basically just me kind of starting from scratch. It's kind of a big change, you know. It started off as nothing. Over the years, it's kind of grown, and the past couple years, you know, it's been multiple 6 figures. That's kind of what I relied on, and just kind of walked away and left it. I sold my portion. Kind of shorted myself a little bit, but it was just kind of time to move on. And so, I mean, I guess right now I'm a full-time YouTuber and full-time merch t-shirt seller. And, you know, I have a couple other affiliate marketing things set up. I got some money set aside for pretty much the next year to give it a try at starting some new businesses or hustling or whatever else. You know, merch and YouTube bring in maybe a little bit short of enough to kind of pay my basic necessities, so I'm not digging into savings too much. And going to be trying to use this opportunity to be a little bit more active on YouTube and merch. I want to start doing more collaborations. May try to start some local service business or something like that. So that's kind of what I've been up to. Like I said, this is like day 3 into this new thing. Friday, I kind of took it easy. Monday, yesterday, actually, or was it yesterday? Oh, today's. I'm losing track of my days already, but on Monday, I met up with Brian Phobos. You guys may know him from Steemit and or YouTube. Great guy, real into the crypto stuff. And even though he doesn't talk about entrepreneur, it's happening in Kali Park. Even though Brian Phobos doesn't talk that much about e-commerce stuff, you know, he kind of alludes to kind of being involved in e-commerce, but he's kind of more about crypto. But, you know, spent the day at the beach with him. We met up at Indiana Dunes. He's from kind of downstate Indiana. I'm just outside of Chicago, so that was about halfway for us. So we met up. It was awesome chatting with him. I was hoping to make some more content with him, and we just kind of got caught up talking. And it's kind of interesting. We're both kind of going through some life changes. So he recently sold his house and moved up here from Arizona. You know, I just kind of left my job and I'm starting a new journey. So it was kind of interesting. Kind of connecting with him. I was kind of curious to hear kind of his take on life, because he's pretty much been working for himself and hustling and just doing content creation and stuff for the past couple of years. And we kind of got to talk, and he seems kind of a similar mindset to me, as like experiences over things and kind of making money on your own terms and trying to live life on your own terms. And it's really kind of a pardon the language, but kind of a mind fuck. Like, you know, you're used to, like, you're supposed to have a job and do this, and just kind of hearing from someone who's been doing his own thing kind of gave me a different perspective on things. So it was fun meeting up with him. I got a little bit of content I'm going to be releasing with him. I'm getting a little bit off track here, but yeah, getting to our discussion today on merch talk. I just kind of wanted to go through the bullet points. It was about an hour-long live stream. Again, if you guys check out my community section or go over and check out Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustlers channel, you guys can see more info about that. We talked a little bit about the weed and cussing policy. So I think it was, what was the date on that? I believe it was October 4th. Amazon made the announcement. You'll now be allowed to make weed shirts, violent shirts, sexual shirts, cussing shirts. And what's kind of weird, like, you know, they say right on the notification page, let's see, where is it? Designs that contain profanity, drugs, alcohol, violence, and sexual content will be allowed. But then if you go into the sub page and read the specifics, they don't allow violence. So they kind of contradicted themselves a little bit there. But I think this is really cool. I think this could be huge. I talked about this a little bit already. But, you know, I think kind of, I hate to say vulgar, but more risque type shirts, I think tend to do really well. Think about when you walk up to like a t-shirt shop in a mall or a souvenir shop when you're on vacation. It's a lot of like really kind of risque or kind of vulgar topics. If you want to go way, way back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember those like Big Johnson shirts. I forget kind of what type of sayings they had, but I feel like that type of stuff does well on t-shirts. A lot of times people will buy a t-shirt just for kind of the shock value of it. And so this opens up all types of niches for Amazon merch. All that said, I would still kind of try to play it safe. It seems like the filters still aren't quite in line. And if you read the notification, they talked about something to the effect of rejections. And I think there was something about rejections won't count against you before November 6th, but after November 6th, they will. They weren't super clear about that. But one thing I thought was interesting from the live stream we did, Jeff, who I'm going to have to check out his channel, seemed like a really interesting guy. I've never really seen any of his content before, but I'm definitely going to subscribe to him and check him out. I was waiting for Chris to drop the links to, normally he'll drop the links of all the guests down below in his show notes. But Jeff had said he actually got a rejection. He appealed it, reached out to Amazon support, and Amazon support actually told him, "You're right, we apologize, we'll put the shirt live." But they refused to take the rejection away, which I found to be really odd. So like, what you did was within policy. The shirt is live, but we're still going to count this rejection against you. There was also something, let me see if I can find it. There was also something in the update. I'm not going to dig all the way in, but something that referenced account health. So a lot of people are kind of speculating, putting their tinfoil hats on, and kind of starting to question, like, is Amazon going to give us some kind of a account health meter? So you guys know, any of you guys who have Amazon seller accounts, Amazon professional seller accounts, you can see your delivery time rates. You can see the status of your account health. You can see if your products are going out in time. And you can kind of see the health of your Amazon account. And we don't have anything like that on merch. So a lot of people are kind of speculating if we're going to see something like that on merch. A couple more things about the kind of weed and cursing policy. One thing that I had actually asked about is pop sockets. Now, I was kind of surprised to see this change come through, just because, like, initially when Amazon merch started, you were allowed to do cussing shirts and weed shirts. And I had a couple really good selling weed shirts. Hammy TV, who he's got a new name for his channel, but like 500,000 subscribers. He started wearing my shirt on Instagram and Snapchat. The thing blew up. Eventually, it wound up getting taken down. So I thought that was a pretty big move for Amazon to essentially have to do a press release saying, you guys are allowed to do weed shirts and cussing shirts and whatever else. You know, it's one thing if that's how it is from the get-go. But to after the fact come out and say that, like I could easily see like a media outlet picking up a story and like Amazon is promoting marijuana use. And I had a feeling that's kind of why they didn't allow it from the very beginning, is just kind of from a reputational harm standpoint. In terms of like what's allowed and what isn't, we haven't gotten a lot of clarity. I would still say play it kind of safe. Obviously, don't do any violent stuff. Don't do any like human tragedy or any of that type of stuff. But I wondered about the pop sockets, because pop socket is another brand. Like, do they want to be associated with the weeds or cussing? Pop sockets are kind of geared towards kids and teenagers. And Jeff had said that he'd been getting pop sockets rejected. So if you are going to start making the weed shirts, the cussing shirts, the more kind of adult natured stuff, at least at this point in time, I'd leave them off of pop sockets. You know, pop sockets seems to be really protective of their brand. I mean, what you can't even say pop sockets, you need to say pop sockets grip with pop socket and grip cap. I mean, there's all types of rules about how you have to reference it. Really, you shouldn't be referencing it anyways, but there's all types of rules about how they want their brand said. So I could see them maybe not wanting that type of stuff on their shirts. Let's see. One other thing, I was kind of scared. You know, Amazon changes things, but nothing that necessarily is forever. So my big fear here is that, you know, some of us are going to get hundreds or even thousands of like weed shirts up or swear word shirts up or whatever. And then 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, Amazon's like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're reversing this policy. And, you know, there's really no great way to necessarily search shirts and then take down the ones that you don't want up there. So I thought this could be, you know, if this ever does get reversed, this could be an absolute nightmare trying to get it straightened out. And then lastly, I would just say I wouldn't push it too far. You know, somebody, I don't know, jokingly, in a YouTube comment when I initially made the video kind of announcing this change, had said something to the effect of like, oh, can I make cocaine shirts? And I mean, I don't know how well a cocaine shirt would sell, but like I would stay away from the harder drugs. I've seen some people saying they've gotten weed shirts up and mushroom shirts up. I'd stay away from anything too kind of crazy, like even dropping the F-bomb on shirts. I'd be, And I think you're allowed to use the F word like F Trump, but not like in like a sexual term. So there seems to be kind of a lot of ambiguity in terms of like what this policy change means. I'd love to hear from your guys' experiences, and I'm sure it would help out other people as well. So drop a comment. Let us know what your experience has been with like what's getting rejected, what's getting through. When did your shirt start going through? So this announcement was made on the 7th. Let's see what day the 7th was. So this was made on, shit, is it only the 10th? Getting myself confused here. So I'm sorry, the announcement was made on the 4th. Today is the 10th, so it's almost a full week. Thursday night, I didn't upload anything. I happened to check Reddit. I saw a lot of people were saying the filters hadn't really been corrected yet and things weren't getting through. So I didn't upload Thursday. I didn't upload Friday. I think Saturday morning I tried to put a shirt through, and it didn't wind up going through for me. So I decided to kind of hold off for another day or two. I think Monday morning I got my first weed shirt through. Went live, and what I've been doing since then, I really don't know what's going to get rejected, what's going to go through. I don't want to get a bunch of rejections against me. And I don't know how you guys do merch, but for me personally, like I might make one shirt and I'll kind of keep that consistent theme for the shirt, but I might change the font types. I might change the colors, and I might pump out 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 like variations of one shirt. And then I'll kind of upload them in bulk. And I use a copy paste tool, so it kind of makes it a lot quicker. And maybe every 5 or 10 shirts, I'll change it up a little bit. But my big fear is that like I upload 50 shirts at once and then it winds up getting a rejection. And then we got like 10, 15, 20 rejections coming through, and it causes problems for my account. So what I've been doing with like any weed shirts, any swearing shirts, I actually haven't even done any swearing shirts yet, but any weed shirts that I put up, I will put up one. I'll wait for it to go through approval and processing. And once it goes up, then I'll go hard and do the rest. But yeah, ever since things started going up for me, I haven't really had any other issues. We chatted a bit about international sales. I haven't put a big focus on international sales, but I think Jeff said he had like 50 or 60 sales. Chris said he had done pretty good. I think Texas Gal Treasures and Merch University both said it was going good for them. I haven't really pulled my stats and really dug into it, but I mean, just off the top of my head, I've only seen 2, 3, maybe 4 sales come through. So maybe I'll start putting more of an effort into that. Part of the reason why I wasn't personally doing international is, again, I use a copy-paste tool. I use Merch Buddy. I'll link to it in the description box below if anybody wants to check it out. It's cheaper than Merch Lister Pro as far as I know. But it really kind of speeds up the process of listing for me. And when that new change came out, obviously they need to update the software, the extension to work with that. So when I would go to paste, it would only paste in the header, and then I'd still have to type in 2 bullet points in the description. So it was just, I was being lazy. I kind of stopped putting those up. Everybody seemed to report that pop sockets were doing well for them, so that was kind of good to see. We talked a little bit about the Q4 shutdown. I'm going to see here if we can see here. I don't know if anyone's chatting, but I'm not seeing a chat, so I just wanted to double check on that there. Oh yeah, so across the board, everybody seemed to say that they don't think we're going to have a Q4 shutdown this year. It has happened the past 2 years. I'll be kind of curious to see what happens. I do think the fact that they're onboarding so many new merchers, as well as the fact that they're kind of handing out tier ups like candy, I have a feeling they probably have things in line. They're probably stocked up on black shirts. There's also some rumors of kind of a pricing experiment going on. So Amazon, for the higher tier people, will occasionally do early rollouts of these secret programs, and people aren't supposed to talk about it. Hey, what's happening, Success Dude? So the chat is working. Thanks for dropping a comment, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. This one's kind of unexpected. I just got off a live stream with Chris and those guys. Let's do a collab. Let's definitely hit me up. I don't know if you just dropped in the room or not, but I'm free pretty much Monday through Friday now. So shoot me an email. We'll definitely collab on something. RulesForRebels at Gmail. So yeah, Merch University had said in a Facebook group, somebody had copied and pasted in an email. Essentially what this rumor is basically Amazon's going to be doing some pricing experiments. They're going to be dropping the prices of some people's shirts. But you're still going to get the full payout. Now, he said this actually happened to him like a year or two ago, so maybe it's been going on for a while. But essentially what he was saying is Amazon might drop your shirt to $13.99, which is lower than the base price even. But when that shirt sells for you, they're still going to pay you your full $5.38 royalty or your full $7 royalty. Whatever you have the price at, they're still going to pay you the full royalty, even though the price of the shirt has been dropped. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. It seems like anytime Amazon does an experiment or rolls out a new notification or update on the dashboard, it always kind of signals something new to come in the future, right? So if you guys remember a month or two back, Amazon told us you may see your payments come through as 2 to 3 separate payments. And you guys remember that, right? If you were owed $800, you got $400, then you maybe got a $20 payment, then you got another $400 payment. And it was really weird. It was did they goof something up? What's going on here? And then within a couple weeks of that, we hear about the international program rolls out. And so now you're going to be getting a payment from the US, Germany, and the UK. 3 payments, so it kind of makes sense why you got 3 payments before. They're testing out something new. It seems like whenever Amazon makes an announcement, that's kind of signaling something to happen in the future. So if anything is going to go on in terms of pricing, are they going to raise our base prices? Are they going to lower base prices? Are they going to lower the suggested price? I'll be curious to kind of see if that's true, what kind of happens with that. A little bit unrelated, but I kind of shared a story. So back in June, I've talked about this a little bit on the channel, but back in June, I started setting up some one Shopify store. There's a particular Amazon merch niche I've had a lot of success with. It's also done really well on Redbubble, and I thought, okay, it's kind of proved the concept. I wonder if this can sell through my own store, and I can have a little bit more control over what I'm doing. I can do backpacks, I can do leggings, and some other products. I actually just got a sample backpack not too long ago from Printful. Not super psyched about the quality of Printful's backpacks. And the base price is so high. I forget what it is off the top of my head, but the base price on a backpack is actually, let me take a look here. I'm just curious. Printful products. Anyhow, I mean, it's the point where I'm having to charge $60 for a backpack that isn't even really that great quality. Snapbacks, bucket hats, bags, backpacks. Okay, so the base price on a Printful backpack is $35.95, so $36. You add $5 shipping, $37, $38, $39, $40, 41. So I mean, you're at a base price of $41. If I sell a backpack for 50, excuse me, $50 for a $9 profit, which isn't even really figuring in the merchant processing costs or the cost of running a Shopify store or any ads. I'm selling a $50 backpack, and the backpack isn't necessarily great quality. What's your take on AOP, Easy Print? Flipping digits. Let me. I'm not really familiar what AOP is. Any update on the profanity we can use on merch? So yeah, you know what? Let me. I'm gonna run through a couple more points here, and then I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say and field some questions. And flipping digits, drop me a little bit more info about AOP. So anyhow, yeah, real quick with the Shopify store thing, I was running some Facebook ads. Overall, the whole Shopify store thing has been kind of a bust for me, and I made a video a while back where I kind of talked about like it's really not worth it. The margins aren't that much better. You may as well just do Amazon Merch or Redbubble and not have to deal with payment processing or running a store or anything else. What's been really weird about the Shopify store, right off the bat, I got one sale like the first week. It kind of got me excited. Literally went like a month or two without any more sales. And recently, like I'm getting sales coming through, and it's not just for one shirt. I had an order from Puerto Rico come through for like 9 shirts. I had another order come through from Illinois recently for like, I don't know, 7 shirts. And to me, that just kind of screams like chargeback. Like I really don't know why somebody wants 7 of my shirts or 8 of my shirts, or they want to order like a whole wardrobe worth of my shirts. Like it just doesn't really make sense. They're priced kind of high. I mean, people are paying $200 for an order of T-shirts. So I sent out the first one. So far, I haven't had any chargeback or anything like that. It's an app just like custom cat profile. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Yeah, so far I haven't had a chargeback. I had another big order come through and I canceled it. I'm like, you know, my income's dropping here with, you know, like I said, I just left my company. I'm kind of relying 100% on hustles and stuff. So I'm being a little bit smarter about what I'm throwing money at. And I'm like, I don't want $400 or $500 in T-shirt chargebacks coming back. But yeah, it just kind of threw me off how some big sales were coming through. AMS ads, I'm curious to hear from you guys if you guys are doing AMS ads. I started running them. I haven't checked up on them in a couple days. My first day, I spent like 90 cents and got a sale. So made $5.38, spent 90 cents. It was pretty profitable for the first week. Things have kind of started slowing down. I've been experimenting with using Amazon automatic targeting as well as selecting my own keywords. I figure as long as they're running at break even, if they're able to spur more sales, that's in turn raising my search ranking and my BSR score. So as long as it's like break even or not losing too much, I'll probably keep running them. And then lastly, just one more thing I wanted to touch on before we kind of get into questions and comments and whatever else. There's an event going on in Chicago for anyone who's in Chicago, Milwaukee, anywhere that's, you know, maybe not more than an hour or two drive away. It's called the Chicago Ecom Chicago 2018. It's going to be going on October 18th from 9 in the morning until 5. I'm not really sure exactly what this event is. I know they're bringing out some eBay experts, some Amazon experts, Amazon private labeling, Amazon FBA, and they're also going to be bringing out some Amazon merch experts. And I think it's going to be kind of a seminar and some talks and kind of more of a formal event. But one part of this I thought was really cool is a lot of these experts are volunteering their time. So pretty much all day they're doing 20-minute long coaching sessions. Everything's completely free. You can just hop on the website and sign up. Again, I saw it on Eventbrite, and it's called the Chicago Ecom Chicago 2018. I think the official day might be a day later, but this is the pre-show vendor and coaches corner day. So on the 18th, I actually have a 20-minute session set up with Glenn Zubia from Merch Minds and the YouTube channel Hustler Hacks. Check him out if you haven't seen him. I'm sure you guys probably heard about Merch Minds. And then also Chris Green is going to be there. And I thought that was really kind of cool and really nice of everyone to volunteer their time. You know, people are trying to charge $1,500 an hour for coaching and stuff like that. And here these guys are kind of giving a whole day away to kind of let people pick their brain. So that should be fun. I had talked to Glenn. I think I'm going to get him on the channel. I dropped a comment on it, or I think I mentioned it in the video, saying, you know, I'm going to see if I can get him on the channel, if we can maybe pick his brain a little bit and field some questions. And he said he was game, so I actually got to kind of circle back with him and see if he wants to meet up for for dinner to grab a drink, but I'm gonna see if we can go live with him and ask him some questions, because he's running the show Merch Minds. He's a graphic designer by trade, very active in merch and stuff like that. So that's kind of really all I had for the updates. Let's see, what do we got here? Ivan Pena, any updates on the profanity we can use on merch? You know what, Ivan? It's, as always, Amazon, eBay, these guys, they always leave everything very vague. And then after the fact, they can kind of, I don't know if I want to say twist, but they can kind of suit the TOS to kind of fit what they're doing. So the official TOS reads, we are launching new policy updates. Designs that contain profanity, drugs, alcohol, violence, and sexual content will be allowed on adult sizes, but not in youth sizes. Please read carefully our updated content policies that go into more. We've already started removing youth policies. That was what we saw when a lot of people's shirts were going back into processing. New design submissions must comply with this policy. Starting today, rejections will count against account health enforcement. Rejections will count towards account health enforcement beginning 11/5. So I'm not sure if they're giving us a pass until 11/5 to kind of learn this new system, or what that means. But I had kind of referenced earlier. So Jeff had said that he got a shirt rejected. He appealed it. Amazon agreed with him, apologized, put his shirt live, but wouldn't take away the rejection. I know a lot of people have been kind of hinting at whether we might get some kind of a account health tab on our account. But yeah, for me personally, I'm doing weed shirts. I probably wouldn't be making cocaine or heroin shirts anyways, but like I would stay away from anything like too hard, anything too controversial. I'm probably going to stay away from anything like overtly sexual. Maybe like, I think Shit Happens is probably trademarked, but like something like shit happens might be, I would probably do something like, fuck Trump or something like that. I think would be okay. I think Jeff had said something about like, you can't use the F word in a sexual term, but you could use like fuck Trump or something like that. So yeah, I would just say, play it safe. Don't view this as kind of a free for all, anything goes. I'm really right now kind of mainly focusing on weed shirts. I may do a little bit more with cussing and stuff, but I'm probably not going to be like, making like FFF shirts. Somebody jokingly said that they tried to drop a C-bomb on a shirt and that got rejected. Don't do anything too crazy. Let's see. Flippin' Digits talked about AOP and Easy Print. It's an app just like Custom Cat and Printful. I know this guy that does 70K revenue strictly Shopify, leasing his printing machine. Gets his shirts from C-Active, where all his traffic comes from Facebook ads. It's weird. I know like a lot of people love Facebook ads. Gary V loves Facebook ads. Reseller was just saying, I don't know why everyone's talking about how great Facebook ads are. He's like, they've never done anything for me. Facebook ads have driven a few t-shirt sales for me. But it's all been at a loss. It's been just to kind of kickstart my store, get some likes, maybe try to get some sales. But yeah, Facebook ads have never really panned out that well for me. AOP, is that what it is? AOP. Now with this AOP thing, is that a Shopify app or like an app store app? I've seen a lot of people talking about using like TextSwag and some of these text apps to AOP shirts. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a Facebook ad. I'm not seeing it on the okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, Flippin' Digits. I hadn't heard about that. I'm always up for finding kind of a new t-shirt supplier or partner. The base price on Printful, it just seems hard to me to make money, and I don't really want to sell inferior quality t-shirts. So selling a Bella Plus Canva, which is what, $12.95, $13, you add $5 shipping onto that, you're at $18 for a base price. To make $10, you got to sell a shirt for $28. Seems a little bit expensive to me. So yeah, I've heard Printify is a little bit cheaper. I'll check out this AOP thing. If they ship quickly and they have kind of a good integration with Shopify, I wouldn't be opposed to giving it a go. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have anything else you want to chat about. I think we've been on for about a half hour here. Just got off of another hour live stream, so I'm gonna start going hoarse here in a minute. I wanted to kind of get some lunch here, and then I'm actually, oh, you know what, one thing to ask you guys, for anybody who's in the room, I have 77 job applications that I have to kind of sort through this afternoon. I'm hiring somebody off onlinejobs.ph, some freelance design. And I don't know how many of you guys have used that or how many of you guys have used freelancers, but I've been kind of wrestling with how to pay them, how to communicate design ideas to them. Essentially, I put up a post hiring somebody per hour, or I'm sorry, per week, and I was looking for maybe a little bit shy of full-time, so I was looking for somebody 30 to 40 hours per week, Monday through Friday, and basically just having somebody working pretty much a full-time job creating designs for me. That may be challenging. I may not be able to throw that many ideas at them or even upload that fast, but I think I had offered to pay like $450 a month. I've been getting quotes anywhere from like $285 up to about $600. The people who are a little bit higher, you could tell were a little bit better designers. When it comes to hiring designers, I think you really have to find somebody who fits your design style. So I might make a video kind of showing you guys some of these different people's work. But some people do more of like an anime kind of comic book style. Some people tend to do more like banners and business cards and things like that. And then there's other people who seem to kind of specialize in t-shirts. So I was going to kind of try to narrow down the list to people who do a style that kind of vibes with the type of stuff I'm looking to do. And then I was almost thinking about changing my pay. I know onlinejobs.ph does have some type of tool where you can basically track through some screen monitoring if somebody really is working, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for you. But I was kind of running the numbers thinking about like, okay, what if I pay somebody $2 per design versus if I pay somebody, $400 for the week or $500 for the week? Like what'll come out ahead? Let's see here. I think $400 was about average. Let's take a quick look here. Okay, so 400 divided by 30 comes out to about 13. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So paying somebody $400 a month comes out to, as opposed to paying them per design, comes out to about $13. I'm looking to get about, let's say at least 10 designs designed per day. So that'd come out to 20. So I think I probably will come out ahead paying somebody for the full month as opposed to per design or hourly. As long as I can kind of keep them busy for that full amount of time. But yeah, I was just kind of curious if anybody had any experience hiring freelancers, kind of what method you're using to communicate your designs to them and how they're sending designs back. I'm thinking about doing it in Excel. I had used another company a while back called Penji, U.S. company out of New Jersey. They've been excellent. It's a little bit steep. It's $350 a month. It's technically unlimited designs, but you can only have one design in the works at a time. And what was challenging about that is as soon as one design's delivered, you have to have another one in queue ready to go. And even then, it's taking 24, sometimes 48 hours to get a design back. So, the way it was going, like I was thinking best case scenario, I might get 20 designs out of them per month. More than likely it'd be about 14 or 15. And when you run the numbers at $350 a month, that's like, I guess depending on what I was getting out of them, I was paying anywhere from like 14 to as much as like $24 per design, which is just crazy. You're not going to make that back doing t-shirts. I think Penji is I think it's an awesome program. I wouldn't hesitate to use it again, but I think it might be geared more towards somebody who's doing a startup, who has an e-commerce business, somebody who's in a position where it'd be nice to hire a graphic designer, but you really don't have the money to do so. Like then a company like Penji would be great because they're in the US. They have a great system for communicating ideas to them. You can upload your clip art. You can select colors. It's all delivered back to you. Everything's kind of archived. So really smooth way of dealing with them. I'd love to use them again, but I just can't justify the price strictly for t-shirts. Like I said, I think they would be great if you're in the middle of a web design project, if you have an e-commerce store, if you're needing banners and other things made. For any business who doesn't want to have an in-house graphic designer, but does want the benefits of having a graphic designer, I think their service is perfect. So I'm going to give the onlinejobs.ph thing a try. Try to go really hard here leading into Q4. Sales are actually down for me a little bit this week, but hopefully it picks up. And, these days I'm a little bit more reliant on the income from merch. So going to try to take it a little bit more seriously, do it a little bit more as a business. And I know that's what, I don't know if any of you guys follow the Jersey Boys, but those guys out of Jersey, I don't think they're designers or doing any of their own stuff, they pretty much outsource everything. I mean, they treat it almost like an e-commerce business. So yeah, up on Shopify. Anyhow, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. I know I kind of hopped on here completely unannounced, although I'm surprised we got as many people in the room as we do. I'm going to try to start doing more live streams. Like I said, for the most part, I mean, I'm free Monday through Friday now. You know, I'm trying to get some other things going on the side, but I mean, I got all the time in the world now. So I'm going to start doing more of these live streams. In the past, I was either busy, and also they're a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I've always been a little bit uncomfortable doing live streams, but you got to break out of that. So I will be doing more of these. I was thinking about doing like a daily morning show every day, but at the very least, I am going to be hopping on here more for these. Thanks, Kali. I appreciate everybody tuning in, stopping by, and obviously this video will be up even after the stream ends. So if you guys want to help me out and help each other out, responding to any of these questions, sharing your experiences with are your cussing and or weed shirts going through? Any tips you guys have to drop about hiring freelancers, and if anybody else has used AOP, which Flipping Digits mentioned, drop a comment below. As soon as I finish this, I'm gonna go check that out while I eat lunch. So appreciate everyone stopping by. Thanks guys for everything, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.